You're listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Wednesday the 26th of November, 2025. It is 65 days after the fall equinox. It is 25 days before the winter solstice. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 6th day of Frimaire, the day of the mâche, the lamb's lettuce. The sun rises today at 6:56 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 11:43 a.m. The sun sets today at 4:30 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 5:01 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 5:34 p.m. The length of daytime today is 1 minute 32 seconds shorter than yesterday. The moon is in its waxing crescent phase and is 34% full at midday. The first quarter will arrive on Friday, the 28th of November. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the wee hours, high tide, 2:02 a.m., 1 meter 22. In the morning, low tide, 7:59 a.m., 21 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide, 2:15 p.m., 1 meter 37. In the evening, low tide, 8:35 p.m., 0 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, if you observe the unfolding of the autumn day by day, one of the striking things is how incredibly gradual the transformation is. Although we have passed our average frost date, we have yet to have a proper hard frost, which does usually make a clear marker in the autumn dieback. And we also have late holdouts, like the larger fig trees. One might think, since they can be tender in our climate, they would have turned and dropped their leaves early, but no. Their large leaves are almost all still on the tree, just beginning to go yellow, long after the ashes and pin oaks have gone bare. And watching the marigolds, they are blooming in such profusion, even as their leaves are losing their green and turning a deep purple. And the bush roses that bloomed white all summer now bloom all light pink. Commemorations. On this day in 1922, the British archaeologist Howard Carter opened the tomb of Tutankhamun. The patron of his expedition, Lord Carnarvon, was present, as was Carnarvon's wife, Lady Evelyn. They made a small breach in the sealed door of the tomb. Inserting a candle in the opening, Carter was stunned by the many sumptuous gold objects he saw inside. Carnarvon asked, "Can you see anything?" Carter replied, "Yes, wonderful things." The tomb was resealed, and the find was registered with the Egyptian authorities before the excavation could begin in earnest. It is the only tomb of a pharaoh to have been discovered still sealed in antiquity. On this day in 1942, the movie Casablanca premiered at the Hollywood Theater in New York City. Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman were the stars. On this day in 1977, a television tower in southern England was remotely taken over by jammers. While the normal video programming continued to play, the audio was taken over by the hackers. At first, there was a loud buzzing noise, and then a strange voice announced himself as Vrelon, who claimed to be the representative of the Ashtar Galactic Command. He said he was delivering a warning from the intergalactic community that the human race must give up its weapons of mass destruction. The hackers were never found, and their message ended after 6 minutes. Today we remember Tina Turner, born this day in 1939 in Nutbush, Tennessee. The R&B and rock singer had a 50-year career. It began with her husband Ike Turner, and she transitioned to her own solo career after leaving the abusive Ike. She was in fact inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice, with Ike in 1991 and as a solo artist in 2021. Remember Tina Turner, the queen of rock and roll, today. Today we also remember the artist Felix Gonzalez Torres, born on this day in 1957. He was born in Cuba, and he moved to New York as a young man. His conceptual artwork often involved using simple objects like strings of light bulbs. Many works took the form of piles of printed broadsheets, and viewers were invited to take one home with them. Candy also figured in his works. One such work, entitled Ross, was dedicated to his boyfriend who died of AIDS. It consisted of a pile of candy weighing 175 pounds, which was Ross's weight before he became sick. As viewers take candies, the pile is slowly diminished, sweetness and loss all at once. Over the course of an exhibition, the pile is periodically restored to its ideal weight. González Torres himself died of AIDS in 1996. Remember him today. And that is the Observatory, Wednesday the 26th of November, 2025.